so with any nation. Giving all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua B'Shem Rakakwadash. And this is from Psalms 147 verses 19 and 20. It said, He showeth his word unto Yaikwab. Let's see what it says about Yaikwab. Yaikwab is in English Jacob, heel holder or supplanter, son of Isaac, grandson of Abraham, and father of the 12 patriarchs of the tribes of Israel. So, to get the understanding, it says, 19 verse again, Psalms 147, He showeth his word unto, and I'm going to read it verbatim, Jacob, which we know there's no J in the Hebrew. The letter J came about in, we say 1600s. Actually, I did a video on that subject, the letter J, and it actually came about in, you can correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm off, it was 1524 if I'm not mistaken. And I even mentioned the man behind the extension of the letter or the character I. So that was in 1524 if I'm not mistaken. So that's why I say Yaikwab. It said he showeth his word unto Yaikwab or Jacob. So I just looked up the word Jacob in the blue letter, and it says the son of Isaac, the grandson of Abraham, and father of the patriarchs, which are the Israelites. So when it says he showeth his word unto Yaikwab, it's not talking about Yaikwab himself because he long died. So it's talking about the sons that came out of Yaikwab. It says his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. When did the Lord give his statutes and his judgments unto Israel? He used Moses. Yaikwab was long dead. So we know when it says Yaikwab or Jacob, we know it's talking about the Israelites. It says he have not dealt so with any nation. So we know it's not talking about, in this verse, it's damn sure ain't talking about Yaikwab. It's talking about the people that came out of Yaikwab or Jacob. He have not dealt so with any nation. So you can understand, you would put in any other nation. And as for his judgments, they, the other nations, have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. So what I did was, I was watching this video that was put up by Holy Bible Defenders. And these are very good videos. You know, I get them in my notification. I watch them because they're straight and to the point. And when I saw the video, and then there was another video with another pass or whatever, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna waste my time. This is so easy. But I came back a couple hours later, and I said, you know what? Let me do a little video on this. You know, this video is entitled Pastor David Lynn, and if I remember, I'll leave it in the description box. I'll try my hardest to remember. But anyway, if I don't, what you got to do is you got to subscribe to a Holy Bible Defenders, and then subscribe to them and get the notifications. Hit the notification bell. So the name of the video is Pastor David Lynn hijacked Israelite scripture to keep Christianity alive. And see, in reality, these Christians are really losing sleep. They're not getting good night's sleep because they're trying to find loopholes or ways to get the other nations up in there. All right. Now, if the other nations can make it, we as Israelites, we'd have to be honest and say, yeah, no other nations can make it. If there's scriptures, there's no scriptures on it. I hate to disappoint you gods. You know? And that's from the movie Blood In, Blood Out with a Big Al talking to a Jake, because the Jake wanted a pork chop. And he said, I hate to disappoint you gods, bro, but we run out. Anyway, you can watch that movie. Pretty sure you saw it. Anyway, I'll read the title again. Pastor David Lynn hijacked Israelite scripture to keep Christianity alive. And that's a very good title because it pretty much says it all. You know, when you watch this video, it basically the title is the perfect title for this video because he's trying to keep Edomites and Moab. Well, really, they don't give a damn about Arabs, East Indians. They really love. They're not concerned about the other nations making it. What they're concerned about is Esau making it, which they go around and say, "Oh, white people are not Edomites." And I was thinking about Esau and the Edomites. Oh, you know how you just ponder in your mind. And I'm saying, how can you read the scriptures on Esau, the Edomites, and not come to the realization that that's the so-called white man? Who else does it fit on the planet Earth? Well, it's the slick thing that they do. Oh, he was done away with. We don't know where he is. So who's it? Oh, he also mentions, Pastor David Lynn mentions the Apocrypha. He said, those of you that are fans of the Apocrypha, well, you're supposed to be a fan of the Apocrypha because it's part of the word of the Most High. When you go back to the original King James, as High Priest Ariel would say, if you go back to the original King James, the Apocrypha, the book of Maccabees 1, Maccabees 2, how do you think these so-called Jews keep the Hanukkah? Because it's not, Hanukkah is not in the scriptures, it's in the Apocrypha. It's in the book, in the first and second Maccabees. Now there's also a third and fourth Maccabees, and I have read some passages from the third and the fourth chapters of Maccabees. So let's just listen to this individual right here.
From the law. So if you're a Hebrew today, if you're a Christian today, you need to settle it in your mind. Do you believe the Bible 100%? If you're a fan of the Apocrypha in the book of Judas, chapter 14 and 10, we see that Achior, a Gentile, saw all that the God of Israel had done, believed in God greatly, and circumcised the flesh of his foreskin, and joined unto the house of Israel until this day. And we also see that Abraham married Keturah and Hagar. And how do I know that's important? You might be saying, well, it's the seed that's important. But 1 Peter chapter 3 says, husbands, love with your wives according to knowledge, because they are fellow heirs of the same gift.
Talking about Israelite women, not talking about heathens. All right? Keturah and Hagar, they're going into slavery. So let me give you this. Let me go to the scripture right here. Let me get the scripture. Okay, Judith 14 verse 10 in the Apocrypha. It says, and when Achior, and I believe he was an Ammonite, let me go. Yeah, he was an Ammonite. When you go to the 5th verse, it says, "But before ye do these things, call me Achior the Ammonite, that he may see and know him that despised the house of Israel, and that sent him to us as it were to his death." I mean, you can read the whole chapter, which I'm not going to do. You can read that. So I'm going to leave that up to y'all. And this is the story of Holofernes. And the story of Judas, or Yahweh, which was known as, during that time, as the most beautiful Israelite woman whose husband died of a heat stroke. When you read I hadn't read this in a long time, but he had died of a heat stroke.